Okay, we're here for media availability with our starting quarterback, Sam Jackson V, for August 30th. We'll go ahead and start with questions. Go ahead and let me know in the chat, and I'll call upon you. We'll get started with Jeff Ferrato from Cal Sports Report. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Sam, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm all right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's been about almost 4 years since you started a game at quarterback, your junior year in high school. Can you take me back to what do you remember about that game, and how do you expect to feel on Saturday? What will your nervousness level be?
So the last game I played was against East St. Louis at home. Naperville Century was my high school that I attended. It was a rough game because it was the last game. We didn't end up going to the playoffs because we lost the game. But one of my star receivers was hurt. I had a pretty okay game, but obviously the outcome wasn't what I wanted it to be. So it was kind of a bad last game for me just because I didn't get my senior season either. But I'm nervous before everything that I do. Like, we go to practice right now, we're gonna go 11-on-11 against the ones. I'm gonna be nervous. It's just big. All of that stuff is like, it's big to me. Like, it means a lot to me. So I know this Saturday I'm gonna be nervous, but after the first play, I know I'm gonna be ready to roll because I came prepared. Me and Spaff have been meeting a lot, so I'm pretty much prepared. I think once you're prepared, I think preparation takes over that feeling. Because I'm not scared or anything like that. I'm just nervous because it's been a while. But this is you. That's just who I am as a person, as a player. So
Okay, and we'll go.
It'll be fun for sure.
Great, thank you. We'll go to the next question if you have one on the first round. If you could just keep it to a single question. If anybody else has a question. All right, we'll go to Jim McGill from Bear Insider. Go ahead, Jim.
Hey, Sam, is it kind of special to be going back to the state where you spent your first 2 years of college ball and to be able to come back as a starter to show what you can really do?
It definitely is. I mean, obviously, I played my first 2 years of college in Texas. I don't think North Texas is that far from TCU, probably about an hour. So I'll definitely have to people at the game that watch me at TCU too, but it'll definitely be fun for me. It'll be special. I mean, I feel like it's an opportunity for me to showcase what I got, but I'm really just focused on going out there and winning with my team.
Okay, we'll go to Matt Moreno from Cal Rivals.
Sam, you obviously had a chance over the last couple of seasons to get in a little bit in games. I mean, how much do you think even that small sample size of just live game action is going to help you as you make your first start?
I mean, that little experience, I mean, even though it was small amounts of reps, I mean, it definitely helped just because at this level, it's college football at the end of the day. So those reps will definitely help me on Saturday because I've seen some stuff, like I felt the speed of the game. It's definitely different from high school, but I've been able to feel the speed of the game, which is the biggest difference from high school to college. So I think that'll pretty much help me. Obviously UNT, I haven't played UNT before, but I've kind of seen their defense just because their defensive coordinator is from Iowa State. So I know that I'll see some looks that I've seen when we were playing against them my first 2 years at TCU.
Okay, we'll go to Brett Vito from the Denton Record Chronicle.
I was just wondering if you have much of a relationship with Blair Conright, considering, he also played at TCU while you were there.
I feel like while I was at TCU, we had a pretty decent relationship. I mean, Blair is pretty good football player. He's really good at basketball too. So I feel like once we kind of had a decent connection there. We would always go to the rec and play ball and talk about basketball, and we were really competitive with that. But we don't really talk like that much now since he's transferred, since I've transferred. But at TCU, we definitely had a pretty decent relationship.
Well, thanks. Okay, does anybody else have a first round question for Sam? Okay, if not, we'll open it up for any second round or follow-ups. Go and let me know in the chat if you do. Go back to Jeff Ferrato from Cal Sports Report.
Sam, a lot of questions this week about the weather back there. It's going to be close to 100, I guess, on Saturday afternoon. You've been back there for a couple of years. how do you deal with it? And is your team ready for that?
I think we're ready for it. I mean, I seen that some players from North Texas were saying we weren't going to be ready for it, and it's advantage for them. But I think we're going to be prepared for it. I think we prepared enough for the heat, our game plan and stuff like that. But I played my first 2 years in Texas. The heat is it gets pretty intense, but it's really a mental thing. I mean, we've been working on staying hydrated and stuff like that. But once you really get there and you're in a moment, it's really a mental thing.
Does anybody else have any questions for Sam? All right. Well, it looks like Jeff has one more. Go ahead, Jeff.
Sam, what do you expect from the offense in week 1? And now that you've been running things for a while, how good can your offense be this season?
I think we can be really good. I mean, I week 1 is the weeks where it's like we kind of see what we have. I mean, obviously we're going to get better throughout the season, hopefully. But I think we're going to be pretty explosive week 1. We're going to shock some people. I think we've prepared really well for this week 1, and we'll be prepared for the weeks after that. But right now we're focused on North Texas. Obviously they're coming up. So I think the preparation has definitely given us the confidence to think we're going to go in there and play really well.
Are you excited to sort of let it fly with Jade not back there? Because you guys he's sort of been under wraps for most of practice.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited. I mean, that's one of my best friends. We're roommates. So I think I know he's ready to go. I'm definitely ready to go just to show like that backfield is going to be crazy.